Hi everyone. Let's solve the question on the board together. This question is 2024 WASSCE Elective Mathematics Theory Question 4. The question was a composite question for the candidates to solve for their marks. Let's read the question together and look at the ideal solution of the question. The question is, find the equation of the normal to the curve y is equal to 2x plus 1 all over x minus 1, where x is not equal to 1 at the point 0 minus 1. To find the equation of the normal to this curve, the first thing is find the gradient of the tangent to the curve. And how do you find the gradient of the tangent to the curve? You have to differentiate the equation of the curve. What you get is the gradient of the tangent to the curve. And to differentiate this equation, you have to use quotient rule. We are using quotient rule because the equation is a fraction. That is one function dividing another function. So if I have y is equal to u over v, and I'm to use the quotient rule, my gradient, which is dy dx, will be equal to v multiplying du dx minus u multiplying dv dx all over v squared. This is the formula representing the quotient rule. Now, if I compare this equation and this equation, my numerator u here is the same thing as 2x plus 1. So I can say that u is equal to 2x plus 1. And I can differentiate this to get du dx. So du dx will be equal to the differential of 2x is 2. And the differential of 1 is 0. Because when you differentiate a constant, the result is 0. Then the denominator here, which is v, will be equal to the denominator of the curve. That is x minus 1. And if I differentiate dv dx, the differential of x is 1. And the differential of minus 1 is 0. So that means that if I differentiate v, I will get 1. I will now substitute all these things into the quotient rule. So meaning dy dx is equal to v, but my v is x minus 1. So I have x minus 1 multiplying du dx. And du dx is 2. So I'll multiply by 2. Minus u. My u is 2x plus 1 multiplying dv dx. And dv dx is 1. So I'll multiply by 1 all over v squared. And v squared will be x minus 1 all square. I will continue to expand the numerator. So dy dx will be equal to 2 times x, 2x, 2 times minus 1, minus 2. Then 1 times 2, but this minus is affecting everything. So 1 times 2x is 2x, but the minus sign will come. That will be minus 2x. 1 times 1 is 1, and the minus sign will still go in. That will be minus 1. All over x minus 1 all square. I will continue to simplify the numerator. Dy dx is equal to 2x minus 2x is 0. Then minus 2 minus 1 is minus 3 all over x minus 1 all square. I can now find the gradient by substituting this point. That is the 0 minus 1. So we'll say that at the point 0 minus 1, it means that my x is 0. Wherever I see x here, I will substitute 0 there. So dy dx will be equal to minus 3 over 0 minus 1 all square. To continue, I'll have minus 3 over 0 minus 1 is minus 1, and minus 1 square is positive 1. So I have minus 3 over 1, then my final result is minus 3. So that means that the gradient of the tangent to the curve is minus 3. But we know that the tangent and the normal, they are perpendicular. So we have to use this particular theorem. The product of the gradient of the normal and the gradient of the tangent should be equal to minus 1, since they are perpendicular. So if the gradient of the tangent is m1 and the gradient of the normal is m2, if I multiply them, I should get minus 1. That is the meaning. Now, gradient of the tangent is minus 3 times gradient of the normal. We are finding that one is equal to minus 1. So I can say the gradient of the normal will be equal to minus 1 over this minus 3. That means I'm dividing both sides by minus 3. Then gradient of the normal will be equal to 1 over 3. We can now find the equation of the normal using the straight line equation, especially when you know your gradient. And that one, we say y minus y1 is equal to gradient m. So in this case, m2 into x minus x1. Now, the point that you have in the question represents your y1 and x1. So here my x1 is 0 and y1 is minus 1. So I can continue by saying that y minus the minus 1 is equal to the gradient, which is 1 over 3, into x minus x1, which is 0 from the point. And we know that negative negative is positive. So y plus 1 is equal to 1 over 3. You know, x minus 0 is x. Then we'll multiply by this. Then I'll get 1 over 3x. I can send 1 to go to this side. Meaning y is equal to 1 over 3x minus 1. And this is your final answer. Especially if you want to leave your answer in the gradient intercept or the slope intercept form. So the answer for the question is y is equal to 1 over x minus, y is equal to 1 over 3x minus 1. Somebody would like to leave his or her answer in the standard form. If you want to leave it in the standard form, you have to multiply through by the denominator. Then if you are going to do that, that means that multiplying through by 3, I'll get 3y is equal to, here the 3 that you are multiplying will cancel, and you have only x minus 3. And finally, I'll have x, bringing this one there will be 3y minus what? 3. Everything is equal to 0. And this one is the standard form. When you get this one, you are correct. If you get this one too, you are also correct. And this question was a compulsory question for the candidates to solve for their marks. Thank you for watching this video. Do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Nabila Mahami Online Maths, for more maths videos. You can also share my Facebook post for your friends and followers to watch. Bye bye.